guess what? We're bringing back a series that I don't think anyone cares about, but that's okay, because it's for my historic reference, okay? Timestamping a week. Anyways, it is September 2nd, 2018 right now, and we've got our coffee in hand, and we've got our stopwatch and Google Docs, and we're gonna get the fuck to work. This episode, I think, and it's been a while, I haven't recorded reflections in, yeah, it's been 9 fucking months. The last one I recorded was Christmas Eve, so let's get right into it. And I think this one will be edited, and this should be the shortest ever, and I'm gonna really try to bring value with this, because in the past let's just talk about why I stopped. For one, I was just trying to catch up. In that catch-up period where I was like, had a backup of reflections, I was trying to just post them, and I didn't want to like have an even greater backlog of them, so I just paused it outright for the time being. And then I just never really came back to do any more reflections. So I'm back. I'm gonna try to do them again. I don't know how, if I'm gonna continue doing them weekly, if I might switch to bi-weekly or monthly. What I do know is, upon further reflection, well, my style has changed a lot with content. It's not like it used to be. It's like more purposeful, I think would be the point. Trying, like, it comes from the root of trying to bring value rather than documenting. Love documenting so much, as you guys fucking know who listen and consume this, but the point of documenting is, it's very different than the point of creating, if you will. So like, I want to bring value, and the best way to do that is to teach, but I also want to document, and I know documenting does not bring as much value because it's not like teaching as much. However, I try to like slip in value into documenting and try to teach on my way, because I know that can be valuable to others. But just straight up documenting, it lacks a lot of value. At least that's what I've found. So I want to find a way to make this more valuable, not only for the future, but also the present moment. So I'm gonna try to make this way fucking quicker. Let's get fucking right into it. You know the format. Let's do this. Fuck, forgot to say one thing. So you guys know that, or at least I think you should know that I don't really like editing my videos, because I'd rather keep it really raw, and it forces me to get better at communication. However, with this, I spend so much time looking through this doc that I do beforehand, which is like my weekly reflection. I do this in Google Docs, but I spend so much time looking through it, I don't think you guys want to see that part. So I'm trying to like speed things up and make it more effective, more enjoyable for you. So there's going to be some editing. Hope that's cool with you. It's definitely cool with me. So let's get right into it. Let's start off with the gains. So on incline bench press, I finally did 145 pounds times 5, and I know it's not much for a lot of people, but it feels like a lot for me, because it was 4 months ago or whatever when I first started doing bench, and I was at 105 times 5, so that's a solid increase, I must say. And for weighted chin-ups, so I'm around 170. At the time I think it was 169 or 170 exactly pounds, and I did plus 50 on my back for 5 reps, which is fucking awesome. I'm especially proud of it. Well, I mean, I like the bench more, but I like my strength more for chins. I've been working on lists a lot recently, which is something that I tabled actually, I think in the last episode of Reflections. But I've been working on all types of random things, and I had a really big week for all things lists. So I got like the new card functionality, card manager, which is like the pop-up you'll see, the preview for what happens if you're like uploading an image, if it is working type of thing. If there's an image, you can like see a preview of it. Basically all that shit. We've got the actual functionality of creating it and like how that works, and all types of stuff like that. I fixed a bunch of errors and changed a lot of stuff in the schema to make it just getting closer to that MVP, that minimal viable product, where we can all use it because it's fucking helpful. Had a big win for non-material source energy medicine. Did I say it? Yeah, I know. I'm so used to saying session after medicine. Anyways, had a big win on that, and I spent a lot of time training, and I'm not going to say what the win is, but I spent a lot of time training on the actual technique and getting a lot better at it and memorizing a bunch of shit and improving the process and my understanding around it. So that was really cool. Oh, I started meditating again. I put that back on my power list on Wednesday, and since I have been meditating daily, and that feels really fucking good, especially when I first wake up, even though sometimes I fall back right asleep and it's a nice little peaceful nap after, but it is so damn peaceful. It's so nice. Yeah, in addition to what I was saying with lists, there's more shit that I also did with like the fetch cards functionality, the save users functionality, fixing errors regarding that. There was a lot of fixing going on. This thing around pop-ups on the site, in terms of like a bunch of the site is going to be like pop-up based. So like edit this card, there's going to be a pop-up versus a changing pages type of thing. But anyways, lots of good shit on that. Even though I'd like there to be more, I still felt really good with what I did this week on lists. And I'm very excited to start using this. I hope people use it, but like, I honestly don't really care that much, just because I know that I just need it myself. Like, this tool is so fucking helpful for my kind of life that I just need it to work for me. And if anyone else finds value, that'll be phenomenal, but not required whatsoever. So just basically setting myself up to win in that aspect. Just wish it would go faster. This is not a win, this is more awesome at this point, but I'm sitting at my desk on the ball, and I enjoy once in a while, because like I do spend a lot of time laying in bed. I like do this kind of like lay in bed thing where I have like my knees up, so my laptop is on there, and it's like full. It's hard to explain, but anyways, this is what I do when I'm working in the mornings, because I'm like peaceful, chilling, and really enjoying the comfort of my bed, and usually a lot of coding and shit like that, stuff that's more laptop based. And when I leave the bed, it's also good to like have a change of state and change of scenery. So I'll like come to this desk and just sit here with my either content laptop or my coding laptop or whatever. But it's just nice to sit at the desk on this comfy ass ball. It's a fucking medicine exercise ball or whatever. It just feels really, really good. I detached from going to this event in October, which is in Montreal, and I was very okay with not going, and then it ended up working out that we can go. So Alan and I are going to go to Base Ship in Montreal, and I've really got to make sure that I dominate this month. And like recently I have been on this like really good momentum kick and just really getting a lot of shit done, and I have to maintain that, because I know if I don't and I go to Base Ship, I will like feel this subconscious regret during this, where I'm like, I should have fucking got more done. I didn't actually earn this, because like right now I haven't earned it. I have so much more that I need to do and give, and haven't earned it yet. So we'll see if I do. I'm feeling pretty confident that I will actually, because like I will feel like I've earned it by that time, because of this momentum streak I'm on and how I'm riding this wave, and I just have to fucking keep it up and ignore anything that's not that. Loved coding more than usual. That felt really good. I tried to be more playful this week. Like, I can sometimes get really logical and like not be so light, so I tried to like be more casual and playful in conversation and all that jazz. It's nice, it's enjoyable, it actually is quite fun, but like I just sometimes struggle with like that, because I'd rather go deep on a lot of shit. That's just typically my conversation style. So, but it's actually enjoyable to like banter with people. I do enjoy it a lot. being more disciplined with my time. So yeah, I was on my phone way too much. I did not set the correct boundaries with that. There were some good reasons, but they weren't, I should be on my phone less is the fucking point. So that's one. Judging myself less is two. I think it's important that we take stock and be real with ourselves, but like harshly judging yourself is not necessarily the most ideal route, because it's just such an awful feeling to harshly judge oneself. You can be critical in a like loving and supporting way and understanding and accepting way, but to be like vicious with yourself and to be like mean with yourself, I don't think is very, very helpful in the least. So that would be one thing that I would like to do less of next week. And I've done a good job of improving upon that, but I still felt myself going into old patterns this week with that. It's something I want to improve on. Adding to-dos to my Trello board when I come across them. So like I did an okay job of this, but I know I can do better with this in terms of like Trello, which is, for example, with lists, when I would figure out something that I'm like, okay, I could potentially want to do that, I would write a / which is like comment in JavaScript, to do, which highlights it in the program I'm using, which is IntelliJ, I think it's called. And you can like write out the to-dos right there, but it is okay. It's not great. And I would love if I can, as soon as anything pops in my mind, and even this is not true with, or this is not limited to just lists or just a project or anything. I would just love if I could follow through on the fact that like anytime a to-do pops in my brain, I like jot it down on paper or add it to like a massive Trello board or Wunderlist or fucking notes on Apple or whatever the fuck. The point is getting it outside of your brain so your brain can go back to whatever the fuck you're doing and making sure that cycle is eventually closed, because like if you don't, that can sometimes fuck you up and you have like all these, like you have things to do but you just don't remember what you're supposed to be doing. So and it definitely fucks with me. So I've got to do a better job of writing those down as soon as they come in my brain. Faster workouts. My workouts are slow because I'm fucking on my phone. That's it. I just take my fucking sweet ass time sometimes. It's really less than ideal. Using cream on lips every night. I just applied actually just a second ago this on my lips, and this is, I forget. I just know there is absolutely royal jelly inside. So as I'm on my quest to kick chapstick, I think I've talked about this before, but I am using certain things like coconut oil, and coconut oil is good, but I find that this has worked the best so far, and I've just started putting this on my lips this week, and it's something about the royal jelly, just super powerful. So putting that shit on my lips while I sleep is like doing a good job of healing them, and hopefully I can just, fuck chapstick. Figuring out extra ways to make content on social. I really just struggle with this. Like, I just don't know what the fuck to post. And that's like a real problem for me, because I can like make text posts or video posts all day. I just don't want to become that fucking talking head. It's really something I don't want to be. I don't want to be this motivational guru or a life coach or anything like, just fuck that shit. So there's just a big fucking challenge around that, which is I want to spread my messages, I want to spread positivity, I want to spread practicality, and at the same time I don't want to be this talking head. And I know like I want pictures of myself, but I'm like, how the fuck do I get pictures of myself? Because I just don't, like, who the fuck, I just don't want to be like, yo, can you take pictures of me? That's like super weird for me. So I'll figure out something, but for now I'm just very confused on that aspect. So I have to figure out a way of doing this that works. Thinking about either the person or the people I'm going to impact before I create content, in the sense that like sometimes I don't feel like creating content, and it's like at those times it's ideal to think of the people I'll be impacting and helping, because it's just selfish if you don't at that point, because it's not about you, it's about them, and to take that away from them is not good. So it's a very big driving force for me. And I know when I start framing it in that aspect of like, if I don't do this, I'm taking away someone's lesson, someone's value. I'm taking away the potential impact that could be had. I just want to create content at that point because I don't have an option. It's like I have to. And that's the powerful part of that, the no option mentality. Let's hit the fucking lessons, shall we? 2 ab workouts per week instead of 1. I've been doing 1. I want to do 2 now because I want, as much as I enjoy my core, I want it to be even better. So I'm going to start doing 2 instead of 1. I went to coffee this week with 2 of my friends, and I found that it's better if there's one-on-one, because when you have multiple people there, I found, at least this is my experience, it could be different for other people, but I find that I can go so much deeper with just a one-on-one interaction than I can if there's another person introduced. So like for me personally, I enjoy the one-on-one much more because I enjoy spending that time going really deep in conversation. But when there's a third person, I don't know why, but it feels like you can only go so deep. And maybe it's just like a certain context that was for this coffee hangout, whatever the fuck it's called, catch up. But I just feel like you can go so much fucking deeper with one-on-one, which is what I like personally. I'm realizing how much I love practicality. Like, it gives me a great high to record, for example, the episode about coaching and mentoring yourself. I think I'm calling it How to Mentor Yourself or whatever. But I love that shit because it's like people can leave immediately after they view that and like walk away with a clear takeaway. It's like, you can do this, go apply it right now. And like whether that's and that I can do this in my mindset type of videos as well, where like people walk away with like a lesson or a new belief or thought pattern or something like that. But it brings a lot of joy to me to be able to give people things to apply. And like, unfortunately, most people won't apply it because people are not practitioners of the things that they learn and would rather just learn about it, feel good, and then fucking go learn the next thing and then continue that cycle without ever doing. But it feels good to give practical advice and action steps and stuff like that. And I'm getting clarity around that. It might be in my best interest to niche down on that. So that I'm keeping that in mind. And it doesn't have to be tactics necessarily either. Like I was saying, it can be lessons or principles, just something clear they walk away with and can apply immediately. That brings me a lot of joy. This is so simple, but when you don't ask questions, like when I ask someone a question and they answer and like don't return kind of the question, I know it can seem a little bit needy and stuff like that, but it's just like an exchange of a good conversation to flip it around and ask the other person what they think about XYZ or whatever the fucking context is. I don't know. It's just when people don't do that, it does not make me feel very good. So like I used to not be like this, and I for a while I just didn't give a fuck about what anyone thought. It was crazy how like in my own thing I was. But now I'm like interested to hear what other people have to say. I'm probably not going to agree with them, which is usually the case, but the sheer act of just like getting to understand people's points of view and like understanding people's mental frameworks and stuff is pretty cool. So fucking ask questions back, Jesus Christ, because it just makes you seem like you don't care, and you probably don't really care that much if you're not asking questions back. Take the time. Yeah, that literally will like, I feel like that just 10x's your fucking conversational skills right there. It's so simple. Just return the question. I mean, you don't need to return every question. If you really don't feel like it, don't. But I mean, try to become more interested in people. It's really raised my quality of life to actually just like listen to what people have to say. And again, I probably won't agree with them, but I'm still gaining another perspective, another viewpoint. And like many times it'll also strengthen my viewpoint because I'm like, oh, they believe this, but they have XYZ, da 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 da. That means I am actually right in this context. So it just like makes me more certain in my beliefs, which is added side benefit. this is such a simple lesson, but and I have no idea why I haven't applied it until recently, but make a fucking playlist of songs that are like anchored for a specific reason. For me, I made a playlist called PRs, which is just the songs I lift heavy weights to. So, for example, for incline bench press, I have Zomboy's Rebel Bass, which is a very, very heavy song, and I've gotten so many gains towards this, and guess what? Every time I play it, now my body's like, yo, he's about to go hit some PRs, and it actually like works really well. So I am obsessed with tuna with like these multi-grain circle crackers. They're fucking incredible. I don't know what else to say. They're just so fucking tasty. Reminds me of my childhood when I was in kindergarten eating tuna and crackers. I'm forever trying to chase how good those fucking things tasted. Sourdough multi-grain bread. So toast that shit up and plug some butter on it. It is phenomenal. It's such a good it's food, man. It's just so fucking tasty. Even though I only eat 8 hours a day, but whatever. I eat a shit ton during that 8 hours. About 3,000 calories worth, because I've got to be in a surplus for the gains. Questioning, like, I've just been thinking a lot about, like, is dubstep really that hard? Like, it just doesn't, I'm so in it now that I'm like, it does not seem that it's that hard. I listen to it so casually, and it's like how people listen to their soft music, and it's just, I don't know, it doesn't seem that hard anymore. So I've been questioning whether or why people are so fucking like turned off by it, and sort of like, oh, it's so fucking hard and heavy and aggressive and angry. First of all, it's not angry. That's fucking purely opinion based. It is pretty hard, I must say, but I don't think of it as hard because I'm so used to it now. It's like the people that drink 8 cups of coffee a day, drink 1 coffee, or when they drink 1 cup, they're like, okay, but like for someone that doesn't drink caffeine at all, they drink 1 cup and they're like, let's fucking, like, they're just high as a kite of caffeine. So it's that type of tolerance, I guess, to hard music, and it's just fucking weird to think about because it seems almost soft to me at this point. And on the dubstep train, the fourth thing here is Chode Gang, rest in peace. They split up in 2017, but I only started appreciating them when I'm loving them right now. I listen to a shit ton of their songs daily, and it's so sad that they're done. But anyways, thank God those 3, because it's Virtual Riot, Barely Alive, and Dubloads, and thank God they still make music as solos, but they split up, which makes me really sad. Chode Gang is dead. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, all right. I have no fucking idea how well that came out, but I'm interested to see how it went. There should be like 20 minutes by the time I do all the editing and shit like that. So let's hope, because I want it to be around 20 minutes. I don't want it to be too long. The lesson section ended up spilling into all of the other sections, basically, with the way that all planned out. So like I noticed a lot of my lessons were like, as I was reading through them, I'm like, oh wait, I already covered that in like better or awesome or whatever. So I hope that was valuable in some aspect. Let me know what you think, and I'm probably just going to continue doing these regardless of if people would like them or not, because it's about the document. It's about the document. It's about the documenting. It's about taking the time every week to show people what's going on in my world, because I know that, for one, I can take a lot of this and like plug it into micro content that has value in itself, and then number 2, I know that it's so fucking cool to go back and look at videos like this and understand that like this was my life at the time for that week. I think that's so fucking fascinating. Anyways, my name is Josh Moxey, and I will catch you later. Thank you so much for watching.